Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is September 24, 2021. I want to talk about top small cap stocks. I love trading small cap stocks and investing in small cap stocks because they give very good performance and often, it's great to buy small cap stocks. So with that, let's look at the top small cap stocks and see what we can buy at these levels. So this list is sorted by most active stocks in terms of volume, and I also have some more numbers to determine if they're good to buy at these levels. With that, top of the list is ATER. It's a small cap stock, just $462 million in market cap. As you can see here, both insiders and institutions are buying this stock here, and nice sales growth. And RSI is 67 tells you wait a little bit, don't need to rush and buy at these levels. On the other hand, we got few more here, big, KPLT, GoTo, and so on and so forth. Those are a little bit lower RSI, and also they've got a good gross margin. And we can see if we can buy these stocks at these levels and take it from there. And we got few more here as we scan through. We got GoEV, MMAT, SLI, and so on and so forth. And for some of these stocks, as you can see, we got RSI a little bit higher. That tells you don't need to rush right now. You could wait a little bit for the stock to cool off. Also pay very close attention to what insiders and institutions are doing. For example, here ATER, in both insiders as well as institutions are buying. That's a great sign. And also we got big KPLT, same story. Institutions are buying nicely. I think these are the good candidates to look at and see if we can buy them along with these institutions here. And also pay very close attention to sales and sales growth. It's good to have nice sales growth like ATER here and GoTo. We got HUT, which is a crypto stock, and we got SENS. I think those are the stronger candidates here. Also pay attention to how we are doing in a 1 year time frame. Most of these stocks have done nicely with the exception of GoTo, which got really tumbled after China cracked down on online education companies. So with that, let's jump in and get started. And here I got the major indices here just to see how they're doing off late. As you can see here, September was a very volatile month, and we got many days in September where stock tumbled and major indices like SPY tumbled, and now it's making its way higher as you can see. I think that's a good sign here. It's a little bit early days. Typically, September and October can be volatile months. I'm willing to buy on down days and take some profit off on the up days like yesterday. And as you can scan through here, QQQ is also pretty strong. And after going below 50-day moving average, now we are trying to bounce off about 25-day moving average. That's a good sign here. And same story with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That DIA hit pretty hard. As you can see here, it came even below 100-day moving average. Now it's trying to bounce off of its 50-day moving average here. And then you got IWM, smaller cap stocks. As you can see here, IWM also tumbled pretty hard, almost touching 200-day moving average, but now it's on a way higher. I love how on the balance volume looks for IWM. It's becoming stronger here. That tells you this rally has got legs, but I would buy only on the down days, so that way we got a good cushion here. So with that, now let's look at a few companies which are moving small cap. These are top companies in the Russell 2000 small cap index. So with that, let's look at Teledoc. Teledoc, after doing great in 2020 during this whole COVID-19 shutdown, now it's kind of trading sideways as you can see here. Teledoc is still a great stock, but off late, since last 4 or 5 months, it's really trading sideways. So right now, RSI is 46, tells the stock is completely oversold, and on the balance volume is rising. That's a good sign. So I'm willing to buy slowly into Teledoc here, and have a nice position. I think it's a good one with this trading range here and low RSI and even low IV percentile makes it a great candidate to buy slowly into this weakness and take it from there. And even if you're an option trader or an option buyer and seller, you could buy some call options given IV percentile is low and RSI is low. It can have a nice bounce back. You could buy some long term call options here. Be careful, don't buy too short term, because if you see here, if you had bought some call option here, you would have lost money. So that's why I would buy a little bit longer term call option, go delta 70 or so, that way you don't lose too much money, and take it from there. And then we got CZR. As you see here, CZR is doing pretty good right now. As of now, RSI 67 tells you wait for a little pullback here. No need to rush at these levels. And I would wait a little bit for a little pullback and then buy CZR. And we got AMC here, one of the favorite meme stock. As you all know, stock is kind of coming down a little bit into its 100-day moving average. On the balance, volume is steady. I'm willing to buy a little bit of AMC here. Given RSI is low, IV percentile is low, I'm willing to buy a little bit of AMC here and accumulate. And then we got a new stock, MYOK, biotech stock. I'm willing to buy, give a chance to this company here, buy a little bit, and go from there. Next, we got Nectar. It's again a great biotech stock. Stock has been going up nicely, as you can see here, after dropping off big time. This is one of the reasons I love trading biotech stocks. They go down for a while and then they will start their way up. So when they go up, it's a quick way up. So that's why I love trading and buying and selling these biotech stocks here. Right now, I would say wait a little bit. Given RSI is 76, I would wait a little bit, but it's a great stock. Typically gives you a lot of good buying opportunities. And then you got PenNat. PenNat, as you see here, it's a little bit weaker here, and stock has been trading sideways. I would, buy this stock at these levels here. Given RSI is low, IV percentile is low, you could buy some stock, or you could buy some Delta 70 call option here. I think these companies should do well as we go forward. You could also look at other gambling stocks like DraftKings as example, and there are a few more. And then you got Gamestop, again a favorite meme stock. As you see here, RSI is 48, tells you stock is oversold here, and IV percentile is very low. I would buy a little bit into this GameStop here. Sometimes this stock gets short squeezed and goes up tremendously. Right now, on the balance, volume is steady. Stock is in the trading range, low volatility and low RSI. That tells you we should see a bounce from these levels. And then you got Plug Power here, again a EV play. Stock is trading sideways here. IV percentile is 59. That tells you, be a little bit careful. Maybe wait for a little bit pullback before you buy. If you want to buy a small position, it's okay, but don't buy too much as RSI is a little higher at these levels. Next, we look at a few more. We got Grubhub here. Grubhub is trading in the sideways, as you can see here. On the balance, volume is pretty steady, as you can see, and RSI is 34. And if you're an options trader, watch out, IV percentile a little bit higher. You could even get some premium by selling some put options, in Grubhub here. And watch out and make sure you don't sell too far output option. Maybe a 45-day to 50-day output options would be good if you're selling them. And then you got Chug, which is a US based online educational play. I think this is a better run company. As you can see, your stock is trading sideways. It's a little bit down. On the balance, volume is on the rise. I'm willing to buy Chug at this level. Given stock is oversold, as you can see here. Normally, the moment it's oversold, it always gives you some bounce. And then we got Trax. Trax is a great company. Most people I know, they started using Trax, the decking. and it's really very good from a durability perspective. Stock is doing great, as you can see here. Right now RSI is 48, tells you stock is oversold at these levels. I would buy some tracks as a long-term play. It's a great stock. And as you see, look through here on the balance volume is pretty steady here and rising. This is a good long-term play. I love stocks like Trek. And then you got Blue, which is really a biotech company here. Blue, I've watching this company for a long time, Bluebird Bio. The stock is kind of getting obliterated, as you can see here. I'm a little bit careful about this company. If you want to buy a little bit and sock it away, you can, but don't expect a quick turnaround on this stock. This used to be a high flyer, but off late this is not doing great. It's into oncology and cancer treatment. I'm willing to sock away a little bit, and I'm not expecting any short-term gains on this one. Next, let's look at most active small cap stocks and see what we can buy at these levels. So these are the very active small cap stocks, and normally the reason I love to look at most active small cap stocks, that tells you what's moving at this time. That's a great indication of what are the best stocks we can look at. So with that, we can look at the market capitalization here. Some are very small cap, some are around $2 billion type range here. And always pay attention to what insiders are doing. As an example, ATER, nice insider and as well as institution buy. That's a good sign. And if you look at the RSI, it tells you, hey, wait, stock has already gone up a lot. Wait for a little pullback. And as you scan through here, we got few more. Go EV, nice institution buying. MMAT, same story, and so on and so forth. Look at GOED. It's a tiny stock here with a tiny market cap, $3 stock and $370 million market cap. But insiders are buying. That's a good sign here. As you scan through here, RSI is 56. That tells you, hey, stock has gone up a lot. Wait for a little pullback. And you could look at Tellurian. It's a natural gas play. This also, I think it's okay to buy a little bit here. It's got a great leader at the top. I think it's okay to buy a little bit, even though RSI tells you stock has gone up a little bit too fast. And then you got a few more here with the Nano Dimension, Harmony Gold, so on and so forth. And then I would look at sales and sales growth. Strong companies have got nice sales growth like ATER. And even if you look at GoTo here, nice sales growth here, even though it's a controversial company. And then we got NP. Endo is a generic drug maker. Many of these generic drug makers have off late they're not doing well. It's okay to trade them in and out, but I don't expect them to be doing great compared to other small cap stocks. And you could look at stocks like Hut 8. We got one more here, SENS, and so on and so forth. Pay attention to the sales growth quarter over quarter and gross margin. If the if the combination is more than 40, that means it satisfies rule of 40. Fundamentally good company to buy. And then pay attention to net margin. Some companies have got nice net margin. For example, NP, little bit nice, okay, net margin. And we got here Hut 8 and Workhorse, even though it has low sales here. And then we got here HMY, Harmony Gold. So pay attention to net margin. That tells you, if these companies are really making money at the end of the day. And then you can pay attention to debt ratio here. Company with a high debt, you got to watch out a little carefully and take it from there. And RSI levels are very important. A low RSI tells you stock is oversold, and you could have a nice entry point there. On the other hand, if the RSI is high, like ATER, like Life here, you got to wait for a little pullback and then buy them later. Option traders, pay attention to IV percentile. IV percentile tells you the volatility, and when the IV percentile is high, And when RSI is also below 55, you could sell some put options underneath the stock price and bring in some premium that way. We have some good examples here, ATER, and we got stocks like say here some of the low dollar stocks. It's not good to sell put options. You don't make too much money in the premium, but a high dollar stock you could sell some put option. So then we got here short ratio, very important. When the short ratio is high, about 10%, and RSI low, say below 55, those are the good candidates that can produce a short squeeze type situation. And look for how they've been doing. If they've been doing badly in the longer term, showing some improvements in the shorter term, say 1 day and 5 day, those are a little bit stronger candidates showing some turnaround. And then I got here performance all the way from 1 day to 5 year. That tells you, how the stock has been doing. If the stock is sold off in the long term, showing some progress in the shorter term, that tells you it's a turnaround candidate. So with that, let's look at few stocks. What I've done is I've highlighted few stocks for you in gray background or green background. You could look at those stocks to see if they make sense for you. For example, be big here, $6 stock. Institutions are buying heavily, and RSI is 48. That tells you stock is still oversold. So you could buy this stock at these levels. As you can see, a stock has been selling off in 1 day, 5 day, and 10 day. I think it's okay to venture into this one here and take it from there. A little bit caution here. Be big has not shown the sales growth, so you're really buying, for trading here, not a longer term investment. As you can see here, sales growth is not there. I think I would buy this as a trading opportunity here. And then you got KPLT. I think this one has got a nice institution buying, insiders also buying. There is no sales growth as you can see here. Okay, gross margin, high debt to equity ratio. Be careful. So this is where you can use this as a trading opportunity here, not as a long-term investment, given there is a high debt to equity ratio. And you could look at other stocks here, like Hut 8 is one of my favorite at these levels here. RSI is 53. Stock is oversold. It's a nice crypto play here. I would buy a little bit into this weakness, given there is nice sales growth also here. And looks like any, this is a meme stock here. Right now, institutions are buying. RSI is 54. Stock is cooling off here. I'm willing to venture into any at these levels and buy slowly. And you could look at other stocks here. We look at one or two stocks in a little more detail. Nano Dimension, as you can see here, institutions are buying. It's a 3D stock, 3D printing stock, and right now RSI is 47. Stock is showing some turnaround, so I would buy Nano Dimension here and wait for a nice short squeeze. And we got few more here. As an example, look for candidates where stock is sold off and showing some near-term progress here. I think we talked about stocks like Nano Dimension, and you could also look at Harmony Gold here and BNGO showing some improvements in the shorter term. And you could look at some of those candidates and see if you can buy slowly. And we got few more here. As you see here, we got Oxygen, low RSI, stock is oversold, trying to improve as you can see here, and institutions are buying. I would look at that one too. And you got CDEV, same story, institutions buying. CDEV right now RSI is a little high, I would wait on it. And we got few more here with the ATOS, BLI, and so on and so forth. And these stocks here, ATOS, BLI, I think they got this lower RSI. Could be good to buy. And look at the shorter term how these are doing. For example, here we got a few stocks like Oxygen showing some improvement in the shorter term. Okay to buy slowly. And as you scan through here, we got one more, Root. I think it's showing some progress here. Could be okay to buy Root given there is a high short ratio. As well as Aurora Cannabis showing some progress in the shorter term as well as high short ratio. You could also look at stocks like BTBT showing some strength in the shorter term. You could buy some BTBT here too. So with that, follow same methodology. Look at low RSI stocks showing some improvement in the nearer term, like 1 day, 5 day, and not dramatic stock price increase, but good increase in 1 day, 5 day, sold off in the longer term. And if there is an insider institution buying, that's a catalyst. And if it has a good quarter over quarter sales growth and gross margin, that's a very positive fundamental company. So with that, let's look at few more here. We got high max, VXRT, and so on and so forth. Look at the candidates where I've highlighted them in gray background or a green background and focus on those. As an example here, as you look through here, a low RSI candidate like high max, I would buy this stock at these levels, showing some turnaround after selling off a lot. I would look at candidates like high max. Even VXRT is a good one to look at these levels, showing some turnaround as you can see here. Look at these high short ratio candidates, those are the ones which can give you nice short squeeze. Next, um, we will look at few more charts here and see what we can buy at these levels. So we got few more here. I will not go through them in detail. You could apply same methodology here. Stocks like GoCo here, as you see here, there are insiders buying GoCo. That's a good sign. And RSI is 44, tells you stock is oversold here. That's a good one to look at. And we got few more here where institutions are buying heavily, and watch for the RSI levels, and many of these have got low RSI and many of them have got high short ratio. You could look at those candidates here and go from there. And we got growth generation. Again, this is one of those cannabis stocks. Right now RSI is 32, stock is completely oversold. Stock is showing some turnaround here. You could buy some growth generation here. Even real stock is sold off here, showing some improvement, high short ratio. I would go with some real also here. And same story with Clovis also, as you can see here, high short ratio showing some improvement. So I could look at those candidates here, go from there. And we got candidates like Metromail here, high short ratio, showing some improvement in long shorter term here, and low RSI. That's also a good one here. So with that, let's jump in here. Look at few charts. We got your KPLT. As you scan through here, stock is showing some downward pressure and stabilizing here. Look what's happened to on the balance volume. Nice increase here. This is why I would slowly buy into KPLT here, build a nice position. Institutions are buying heavily, as you can see here. And okay, gross margin 28% and showing some improvements in 1 day, 14%. That's a great performance. You could wait for a little pullback after this big 14% gain, but given it's a low dollar stock, it's okay to buy slowly. And RSI is 52, tells you still has more room to run. And then you got GoTo. GoTo is left for dead, showing some progress of late, as you can see here, 23% in 5 days, 10 days, 8%. I think these guys are trying to turn around their business model. I think it's okay to buy slowly into GoTo on the down days and accumulate slowly. And we got CDEV. CDEV, as you can see here, stock is doing nicely. RSI 62, on the balance volume is steady. I would wait for a pullback here given RSI is high, and CDEV has been going up off late, as you can see here, 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, 1 month. It's a nice improvement here. Given RSI is 59, I would wait for a little pullback. Next, we look at few more here. We got SENS, a nice looking chart. Stock is showing some improvement here. RSI is relatively low, and on the balance volume is on the rise. I would buy some SENS into this, not weakness. I think it's doing well here. I would buy into this on down days. And we got NNDM 3D play here. Stock is in the trading range. On the balance volume is pretty steady. A nice institution buy. Same story with Senseonics here. I would buy into NNDM into these levels here, given RSI is relatively low and high short ratio. And we got BNGO, again a favorite meme stock here. Stock is trading in the sideways. On the balance, volume is pretty stable and steady. And there is institution buying here, high short ratio, showing some turnaround. I would buy slowly into BNGO as well as Bitfarm here, which is a Bitcoin crypto play. Stock is showing some turnaround. On the balance, volume is rising. Low RSI that tells you could buy some BITF here, Bitfarm, and go from there. We got one more chart here to look at. We got CDEV. CDEV has been doing nicely. Institutions are buying, high short ratio. RSI is 62. Tells you wait for a little pullback here. Stock has gone up quickly, so I would not buy right here. I would wait for a little pullback here. And we got biotech stock Berkeley Lights has been going down of late. Low RSI, completely sold off, 25 RSI. Institutions are buying this company, and I would buy this stock a little bit here and accumulate. And we got Jumia. It's again a e-commerce play here. Stock has been trading sideways, and on the balance, volume is steady, and institutions are buying slowly. And as you can see, your stock is turning around in the shorter term. RSI is 45. I would slowly buy into Jumia on the down days and accumulate. And we got Himax here. It's again a chip play here. Stock is doing not so great off late. Stock is sold off. RSI is 35. I would buy into this stock here. Himax here into this weakness. This stock also comes back at times nicely. High short ratio tells you stocks can go up on any good news. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.